with us.
Yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right?
And because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over.
Right.
You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
it
sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. Already, that's the magic is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free,
right?
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Woohoo! Plenty of pullback here for people to pick up lots of volume in any crypto pretty much. So pretty fun times. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about the ETFs, of course, the Asian ETFs there, Hong Kong. We're going to be talking about runes, of course, on top of Bitcoin. We're going to talk about DOGE, the big meme coin from Leonitis. And we're going to talk about Pulsechain, of course, all the market updates around that. So I hope you enjoy the lineup. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into Sandy Beach here. Last day of the AB challenge on. Nice one, Sandy. And that is the link to the last day of the AB challenge there. So go and follow Sandy. Health and fitness. She is crushing it out there for the community. We got Lights Beneath in the house as well. How are you today? Very good. Of course, the ultimate strategy of this channel, HEX Pulsechain incentive for the win 100% accumulation zone still in play. And in fact, you can get more than you ever could ask for recently. So keep vacuuming up. Magic Carpet Ride will come eventually. We got Brennan as well. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see Brennan, our TA guru. Brennan saying, will we see BTC test the 20 EMA on the weekly soon? So there we go. That's from Brennan. Get into the Discord. Brennan gives some cool updates around TA. We got Jennerin as well. Good morning, Hex Token and family. Hey, Jennerin, hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat today. And we've got Solid as well. Evening, Superman, and everybody else. Hey, Solid, hope you're doing cool. And Wookie as well. Wookie on the skateboard these days. Wookie's been doing these little vlogs on skateboard, going down to the swimming pool, going to, I don't know, I haven't seen a pizzeria one yet, Wookie. Might have to do that one coming up. Yeah, Wookie's been doing some auctioning as well, bidding on some auctions for some cool computer wear. So nice one, Wookie. Slow RH down on to what, half X? It's hilarious, says Wookie on that little promo video at the beginning. Yeah. Plus chain is on the pump, says Wookie. Nice one. I like it. All right, let's get into it, folks. We've got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be a pretty full show. So let's get in there, and I hope you enjoy that picture. Look at that. Pretty cool. The spaceship there heading towards Bitcoin is pretty badass in my view. We got Tintop just sneaking in there at the moment. Hey, what's up, Hexkins? Hey, Tintop. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to also. Let's bring in the latest. We're going to start with the stock market, of course, and have a look at there. So the S&P 500 snaps a 5-day month win streak. So as losses pile up in April. So obviously we had some good green days. We had some red days last week, some green days this week. And yeah, we've got a red day today. So Dow Jones down 0.5%, 570 points to 37,815. The S&P 500 down 1.6%, 80 points to 5,035. The NASDAQ down 2 percentage points. So that's pretty big. And 325 points there to 15,657. So a bit of a pullback there. Probably a nice, healthy pullback if you ask me. Now, we have got the economic news. So sticky inflation weighs on rate cut hopes. Now, we've been following this, of course, because interest rate cuts is bullish for crypto as well. U.S. labor costs increased more than expected in the first quarter, driven by a rising wages and benefits, stoking fresh concerns about inflation as investor bets on federal rate cuts continue to cool off. So obviously with more bullish inflation, it's just means that interest rate cuts have to wait a while. So this is where we are at the moment. Employment cost index increased 1.2% last quarter, after rising by an unrevised 0.9% for the fourth quarter, while labor costs increased 4.2% on a year-on-year basis. The report followed data last week that showed price pressures heated up in the first quarter. The Federal Reserve kicked off its two-day policy setting meeting on Tuesday and is widely expected to keep its benchmark interest rate unchanged at the current 5.25 to 5.5% range, where it has been since July. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell remarks will follow the monetary policy statement is likely to take on added importance as investors are eager for clues on whether the Fed chief is likely to adopt the market's less dovish view on the rate outlook. The FOMC is likely to stick to its message that higher inflation has delayed cuts at its May meeting. That's from Goldman Sachs. Investors will have largely priced out the likelihood of rate cuts this summer, with September now seen as the favorite month for the Fed to start rate cutting cycle. So September is where the market is at the moment. So that is the stock market and economic news. We'll probably try and cover the chair's speech tomorrow, I believe. So that would be kind of cool. Let's get into the tools here. And we've got that meeting ticking away there. 17 hours to go and 53 minutes for the chair's speech there. There we go. All right. Let's jump into crypto. Obviously, crypto has pulled back as well. So Bitcoin there at $60,769. And that is down 4.8%. So a pretty decent pullback for Bitcoin today. Pretty big. Bitcoin dominance, similar to yesterday, I think, 52.36%. Ethereum is down almost 6%, very red. The dark red's above 5%. So everything that's dark red, 5%. Anything that's light pink is below 5% down. And that is at 3,023. And of course, a lot of other things down that much. Solana down 7.7%. Matic is down 5.1%, just making it over that 5% mark. AVAX is down 7%. You know, it's quite a lot of support. All the meme coins are down around 6-7%. So SHIB's down 7%. DOGE 7% almost. 9% for Pepe, which has been doing pretty well the last couple of days, right? So that is down. So a lot of things are down. Uni is down 8%. Link, you know, a lot of these popular coins are all down. So that is where we are today, which means, you know, you can either wait to find the bottom or you can accumulate DCA for the win there, and you're picking up lots more volume of all these, of course. That leads us into Bitcoin. You can see the pullback here in the chart. We've got that big red candle that we just closed. So we just rolled over the day by 8 minutes. So we've got a brand new candle there, green. But the one yesterday was that we just finished is $59,000 for the low. So we actually broke below 60K. And of course, 64,727 for the high. So huge range of 5,000, almost $6,000 there, 5,700. We're currently back over 60,000 though, pretty important. And we are below the 50-day moving average, which is at 64,000. The 200 EMA is giving us quite a lot of support though. We've got 52,000 down there. And of course, we've also got a lot of support back here in February 24, right? A lot of support on the horizontal as well as the moving average. So that's kind of bullish for that. And we'll have to see where we go there. I'm not sure where might have to get Brennan on for a special show to talk about Bitcoin, but that is kind of the chart moment. Now, moving forward from that, we've got a couple of big news items that have happened today that have led to, probably contributed to the pullback. Obviously, Binance found a CZ, sentenced to 4 months in prison. So that is one of the issues there. And of course, you can agree or disagree. It's up to, whatever the courts found this to be the case. And so, prosecutors wanted him to spend 3 years behind bars, but his defense insisted on no prison time. Judge Richard Jones disagreed with the Justice Department's request to increase Zhao's sentence. He said there was no evidence that Binance founder was informed of the specific illegal activity occurring on the exchange. The judge again rejected the DOJ's request to sentence Zhao to 36 months. Man, DOJ always goes hard, doesn't it? Always go hard. The judge thanks the prosecution for their voluminous reports and forecast a possible sentence. In many respects, Jones said he agreed with the prosecution's opinion. Late November, Zhao and Binance Exchange pleaded guilty to violating U.S. anti-money laundering and sanction regulations as part of a sweeping settlement with the government that allows the cryptocurrency exchange to continue operating. Zhao agreed to step down as the exchange CEO and pay a fine of $50 million, and that Binance would owe $4.3 billion. The founder of the world's largest exchange agreed to post bail at $175 million to remain free until sentencing. In November 2023, the U.S. prosecutors requested Zhao be banned from leaving the country pending trial. According to the prosecutors, the former head of the Binance can sacrifice his collateral and live comfortably for the rest of his days. So that is one of the big items there, obviously. And then the other one is Bitcoin Jesus Roger Ver arrested on $50 million tax fraud. Obviously, it's got to go to court, so it's an alleged crime. According to the unsealed U.S. Justice Department indictment, so you can see that between the SEC and the Justice Department, they're going after a lot of crypto. Now, you can agree or disagree with individual cases. I think that's kind of the merits that you can assess them on. Early Bitcoin investor Roger Ver was charged with tax evasion and arrested in Spain. The DOGE indictment alleges that Ver promoted Bitcoin and acquired the leading cryptocurrency through personal funds in two companies starting in 2011. Also known as Bitcoin Jesus, Ver announced that his U.S. citizenship through expatriation in February 2014 and secured citizenship from St. Kitts and Nevis. Per the Justice Department, at this point, Ver was supposedly required to file tax returns for capital gain from his Bitcoin inclusive holdings and disclose the fair market value of his assets under U.S. law. Ver reportedly owned around 131,000 Bitcoin, ching personally, and another 73,000 through memory dealers. Now, we've seen Richard Hart and Roger have discussions online with videos, so that's kind of cool. Both entities were domiciled in the US and remain subject to US legislation. Obviously, Ver's been going around Bitcoin Cash, trying the real money, trying to make that the money. He's been especially a couple of years ago, he was hardcore into that. DOGE prosecutors alleged that Ver liquidated several thousands of Bitcoin in 2017 for an estimated $240 million, but never paid capital gains or exit tax as mandated by the law, despite him no longer being a US citizen. The indictment explains that the investor was still legally obligated to report certain distributions, such as company dividends for memory dealers and Agile staff. Now, basically, they've gone after him, right? That's basically what they've done. Just another job here from the looks of just reading through this. Instead, the Justice Department claimed that Ver hid his accounts from the RICS and concealed proceeds from 27 Bitcoin sales with a tax bill of over $48 million due. The United States government will seek to extradite Ver following his arrest in Europe and prosecute him in American soil. So I see these agreements between countries to pull people in. Ver was a prominent Bitcoin evangelist in the early days of crypto and went on to serve as CEO of Bitcoin.com. Now, I must say that Bitcoin.com fees were really expensive for a lot of people getting in early, and it was way too expensive. I don't know why they were just creaming the crop off that. One of the first platforms where users could store and trade the world's largest blockchain asset, and they made you pay for it too. So anyway, it was convenient, but it was not cheap. All right, so that is the big news here. Some of the big players. These are some big names. And of course, look, they've gone after a lot of them, right? A lot of big names, and of course, including Richard Hart. So, pretty coordinated attack on crypto, to be honest. All right. Now we're going to talk a bit about the ETFs that launched. And of course, here we are with Eric Balkahunas, one of the two big Bloomberg analysts that we follow that are really all over the ETFs. And of course, 11 hours ago, he says East versus West. In other words, typically the ETFs in the West, and the US in particular, do very well. Asia, Europe, not so well. So this is typically the trend with ETFs. So there's a bit of analysis from Eric. East versus West, the US did 740 million in assets and 4.6 billion in trading. These are far below that. But if you adjust for the size of their markets, talking about the Asian market, it is a different story, equivalent of 25 billion and 1.6 billion respectively. For context, China AMC's Bitcoin ETF is already among the top 20 biggest in that market after one day. So even though it's not up with the US numbers, it's still a very good result. As I said earlier in the tweets on Hong Kong, you have to understand it is 168th the size of the US. So huge market disparity size. What this is an NFT market for ants? Yes, it is. So if you like ants, this is something for you. That said, Hong Kong ETFs launched at a good time as US slowing. So the 141 million in inflows going to more than offset slightly negative US outflows. So getting a bit of profit taking, a bit of nervousness in the US, and of course the stock market down, all the sort of association stuff, have a bit of a negative outflows there. But this is only the short-term picture. Obviously long-term, looking super bullish with the amount of money coming through the US. So that is it from there. So some of the stuff there that happened. What was I else going to say? 9 hours ago, Eric says, we tried to warn everybody to lower the expectations regarding Hong Kong, especially versus that 25 billion Hopium OD estimate. That said, if you localize numbers, this was big. In other words, China, the Hong Kong did very well. The China AMC Bitcoin ETF took 123 million on day one, which already ranks it as number 6 of 82 ETFs launched in the past 3 years in Hong Kong, and top 20% overall. So still doing pretty well. I have a feeling that they'll probably accelerate actually in time. So that's just like we're going to expect for the Bitcoin to keep funneling in $3 billion and have a leverage play, multiplier effect on crypto generally into the trillions. I think that's where we're going to be heading now. So there we go. That is kind of the first summary there of the ETFs and their impact. Obviously, we also had Ethereum ETFs as well. And so that's kind of it for the Bitcoin. Now, obviously, on top of Bitcoin is Runes protocol, which launched at the same time as the Bitcoin halving. And boy, it has done pretty well. But just a little bit of a pullback yesterday. Other than that, Runes are still moving forward. There's more runes being etched. I think we covered the 50,000 mark yesterday. Number runes being etched. This means being created, basically etched, being created on the Runes protocol. And and certainly the top 9 really being looked at, and of course several others with big project teams behind them are doing well also. Now this has obviously been funneling a lot of transaction fees because it's been taking up a lot of the block space on Bitcoin, and of course with the lowering of the block for Bitcoin miners. They've been able to make a lot of revenue through the fees through the blocks from the Runes protocol and all the activity that's happening on that. Runes has emerged as a significant contributor to the network's transactions post the halving event. However, the spike has since subsided, resulting in declining transaction fees and mining revenue. Now, this may reverse. Obviously, it's just new. You know how you have a bit of excitement out of the gate for a week or so, then you have a bit of a pullback, and then you have another move to the upside, right? That's kind of what we're expecting here, especially as we expect Bitcoin to eventually rally as well. According to data from Glassnode, Runes has contributed approximately 170 million to transactions fees thus far. Notably, more than half of these fees were generated on the day of the Bitcoin halving. So you can sort of see that big opening at the beginning, and then just a bit of excitement after that, and a bit of a cooling off, and then it's going to go ebbs and flows up to the right, because I think Runes is doing very, very well indeed. Now, one of the big leaders of Runes is Leonitis. So we obviously in Pulsechain and Hex, we have our big leader, Richard Hart. While in Bitcoin Runes, Leonitis is kind of that kind of stature of influencer, incredible influencer, so positive, so talented, and Leonitis is doing very, very well indeed. So repost if you're ready to send DOGE to the moon. Now, DOGE is a rune number 3, and of course it is looking to become the number 1 meme coin. And what's the rationale? Well, it was pretty much given out to early ordinal holders of the runestone, and of course now it's tradable. People can buy and sell it. I think it's going to be a big coin for this time. Always, every bull market, there's like at least half a dozen coins that do the big X returns, like Hex was in the last bull market. DOGE has a very good chance of being that one of those top 6 sort of coins. I'm very excited to be where DOGE will potentially go, as meme coins going to be one of the major themes for this bull market this time. And this is the first time Runes protocol and meme coins have really been able to flourish on Bitcoin for the first time, having the ecosystem to do it, right? We may have already had it on Ethereum, but this is new to Bitcoin. And so, why not have the most valuable meme coin on the most valuable chain, right? So, it's fun times ahead. So Leonitis has been doing some pretty cool stuff with that. And if you want to follow him, you can do so. It's on Leonitis there, so I'll just post that link there if you want to check out him and give him a follow, Leonitis there. He's probably, he's really incredible leader. Looking forward to that. He's got over 200,000 followers as well. Very connected, obviously running his own platforms. And of course, they're looking at doing more exchanges and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty awesome there. Lots of centralized exchanges are listing. Potentially, we could have Coinbase and Binance coming up soon. That's definitely possible. We already had like 5 or 6 exchanges already, including OKX Wallet and others. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be fun. All right. They're also Magic Eden, one of the big decentralized marketplaces for runes. And you can see that you've got the ordinals over here on the collections, or what they call pre-runes. And you can see Runestone at the moment is at the top on the ordinals. It is currently trading 8 Bitcoin on a low day, obviously with the Bitcoin coming back. Prometheans there is another team. It is a big Ethereum NFT team that's come over to Bitcoin because they want to dominate over there too. This is what you got to follow. You got to follow the winning teams. and of course Prometheans over there doing it, crushing it as well. Now these both have gone down in value since the tokens or the runes have launched, swapping that value over. So it's going to be interesting to see this. It's still early days, so super early. You can see many other leading teams there too, like Ryzik, Rune Pumps, Rune Doors, and others. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. And you can see there's many teams and projects up and running now. Now, we're going to jump over to runes. We're going to click on runes here on magiceden.io. You can see the top coins at the moment, decentralized. Now, decentralized is related to this Prometheans, right? So that's what they got airdropped just yesterday. It's only been up for 24 hours. So it's still very early on this one. Decentralized is rune number 2. So it was etched in just at the Bitcoin halving. It was etched there. It is currently 6.48 sats at the moment. And you can see that we've had just a bit of a modest pullback. But I can see that the market's starting to just to stabilize there. And so, yeah, what's it going to be in store with more exchanges coming for decentralized, for dogs, all coming potentially this week. So it's going to be something to look out for there on the little pullback. So, yeah, dogs go to the moon. Now, this is basically dog token, and this is looking pretty good at 6 sats at the moment. So it's about 3600th of a penny. The market cap is at 363 million. So far, when it first launched, it peaked out at about 560 million. Now, it wants to be the first coin to go to 1 billion, and then it wants to obviously start to head up to 10 billion, try and flip Doge at 16, 18 billion, wherever Doge is at the moment. So it's going to be fun to see. So runes going to be a pretty action-packed, and this is all meme coins on Bitcoin. This is going to be hot, this bull market. So it's going to be fun. You want to get in early on these things and ride the train. All right, so that is pretty much it on runes and dog. You can see here on Gate.io the sort of the pattern of dog so far. This is on the hourly candles. You can see that it's just been going up and down, just cooling out here. We're expecting some more exchanges, potentially some of the big ones coming up this week. So it's going to be fun. On that one, that is kind of where we are at the moment. Now, let's take a context. We always talked about the fact that after the Bitcoin halving, there's the Bitcoin halving history. We can see the green lines are the Bitcoin halvings, and of course, we've just gone through one now. We can see that in the previous Bitcoin halving, we did actually have a little rise through and then a pullback. And of course, we've going to have just got a little pullback going on at the moment. So it looks pretty similar. We expected like a month or two for that to be volatile. And so far, it looks like it is with the pullback at the moment. The previous halving was similar. We had pretty much a pullback as well the first few months. So, a month or two there. Before we have the big rally, right? There's the big rally, and here's the big rally afterwards. So what are we going to see this time? A big rally, and of course now we've got Bitcoin ETFs, Hong Kong ETFs. It's going to be pretty exciting there. We're in that kind of a best zone for accumulation, and so yeah, going to be fun moving ahead there. Ethereum at the moment is obviously pulled back as well. Now Ethereum at the moment $3,000, just holding on to that 3,000 psychological level. Yesterday we got down to 2,900 with a high of 3,249, and we're moving into the Ethereum ETF approvals. It's coming up on the 23rd of May, so we're ticking away for that. But like I say, no one's expecting that to be approved as far as I can tell. Maybe up to 25% chance, 22 days away for that to tick away there. So that is pretty much the markets. We're going to get into Pulsechain node day 354, which are pretty fun. So we'll do that. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat here and see who else has jumped in. We got Sandy in there. Hello, Hex Token everybody. Hey, Sandy. What's it? Burpees or jumping jacks starting tomorrow, says Sandy. Oh, man, that's going to be tough. Are people going to be able to match that? Because that's going to be, man, if you think you're fit so far with the press-ups and the sit-ups and the squats, man, with the burpees and jumping jacks, you're going to be absolutely fit after that. We got Tea Time in house there. Hello all. Good to see you, Tea Time. Welcome to the chat as well. And who else there? We got Jared as well. DWB. Jared says DW. Well, we will be looking at DWB. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's go. Here we are with the market results for day 354. Pulsex here at Pulsechain at quadruple 0655, down 6.66%. Only 66% of the mean sacrifice price. Man, what an opportunity to DCA on that. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0265, down 6% as well. Only 26.5% of the mean sacrifice price. Man, these are just shopping times. DCA for the win. And of course, the buy and burn 832 almost 832. What am I saying here? 832.7 billion. 4.1% of the public supply gone forever, and we're still in the first year. So it's going to be fun to see where that ends up. Incentive token at the moment, $3.18, down 6.4%. And the ratio there is at 48,672. So it's below 50,000, but it's still above that 45 support line there. So that's holding up okay. And the amount of incentive tokens, 30,476,000 so far from the PulseX V1 farms. Remember that. And X at the moment, just under 0.8 of a penny, down 8%. So the biggest loser today is Hex. Maybe it's the biggest winner to pick up, right? The biggest loser is the biggest winner to pick up. The EHEX at the moment, 0.18 of a penny. That's holding up pretty well. The combined price of EHEX and PX is just under 1 cent at 97 hundredth of a penny, almost 98 hundredth of a penny there. Just trying to hold on to that 1 cent mark. That's day 354. Let's go to the charts. We can see that we've actually broken our bullish scenario on the chart here for pulse trainers on the weekly. So we've broken down through that resistance line, which means we're going to have a more of a bearish, possibly even a capitulation event before we get that big magic outride that we're looking for. Now we're obviously ticking away closer and closer to the 1 year party. We're now in the 12-day window for the first anniversary of a Pulsechain, and at the moment we have definitely broken down all that. So we got some support. We got some support, horizontal support at 6,000 on the old pulse there, 6,000 there. So it's going to be an interesting camp. So we didn't end up with the bullish bounce off. We have ended up breaking down through that line there. This is the line at which Art Ed, and of course now we're in the horizontal support zone on the bearish scenario, 6,000. So DCA for the win, accumulate. That is kind of the play we're at the moment. PulseX at the moment is probably slightly better because PulseX, at least it's so far, at least it's bounced off its angular support, and it's just bounced off there at 2,400 is where we've kind of got that support level there, both on horizontal and on the angular support there. And we're back up at 2,651 at the moment on the weekly. Incentive token, we're going to look at the ratio to pulse. Let's have a look at that. As we say, this is looking very good, man. Incentive token's looking hot. We're still in a very strong position here, and as long as it stays above 45,000, this is doing very well indeed. Maybe even getting ready, especially with the bounce back of Pulsechain at some stage leading in, maybe in towards the end of the year, first year of Pulsechain, that we've got a big rally from there as well. So incentive token's doing pretty well. Probably would need a nice little bounce from Pulsechain just to keep that upward mechanism without breaking down. But that is where we are at the moment. It's down 6.5%. PHEX, of course, still strong in the accumulation zone. Down at 8/10 of a penny. Man, it's so good. You can pick up so much PHEX at the moment, and the RSI is so cool on the weekly. Pretty cool. And EHEX at the moment is on the daily. There's a daily chart is at 900 of a penny. We've had a couple of breaks to the higher, and we're going to get another one soon. We're going to get another break to the higher, maybe a couple more days, maybe towards the full year. At the moment, plenty of upside before we hit the bank wall at 7/10 of a penny. That's on EHEX. Combined price of EHEX and PX, 97, 98 hundredths of a penny, and we're at the bottom accumulation zone. We've had plenty of breakups to the upside, sort of easy money really. When you're looking at the chart, this level, just got to be patient, accumulate and all that good stuff. That is where we are on Hex and Pulsechain. Jumping over to the gas prices, let's have a look at that. 382,000 beats, so we're about 2x normal, 9/10 of a penny, so we're down from 2 cents from yesterday. Now we're down at 9/10 of a penny. What do we got there? 500th of a penny for Pulsecoin transfer, 2/10 of a penny for PRC20 transfer. We got Gwei is slightly higher than yesterday on Ethereum, 7 Gwei, but we're still 840 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment. Up to $7.50 for a Uniswap transfer, but less than a penny for a PulseX transfer there on the exchanges. So pretty cool. Validators, let's have a look at that. 49,278 validators, 1.58 trillion off the market, pretty much the same as the last couple of days. Looking at the health check of the Pulsechain, yeah, we were sitting at around 113.8, I think it was yesterday, million. We're down 111.2. Now, obviously, we do have Hex in here, so if Hex goes down, this is going to go down, right? So we get probably best to look at the stables, 35.7 million in the DAI. I can't remember exactly what it was yesterday, but it looks pretty similar there at the moment. In fact, it looks like it may have even gone up slightly. I think on Pulse Alerts, just before the live stream, We did have another $250,000 come over to Pulsechain. I didn't see whether there was more than that one transaction, but that's definitely on Pulse Alerts. You can keep tab of that to see whether Magic Upper money is incoming or something like that. All right, so that is kind of the play there for day. What day is it? Day 355 has just started. So day 355 is the brand new day. That was day 354. Let's jump into the other charts here. We've got the derivatives, ICOSA Hedron. Everything is down pretty much. So we're going to move on from that. Yeah, that's kind of where that is. Let's go to the influencer coins. Let's see anything doing well there. Well, Axis has made a rebound, 48% gains. So that's up to 25,000 again. That's pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at that chart on Axis Alive after the number one wallet got hacked or compromised, isn't it? Something like that. And it was dumping in a very bad way. It was moving it over to Ethereum and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, nice pump back there. One big volume candle come in and pick that up, didn't they? 131K. That green candle there on Axis. What else there? Hexify from Crispy Man at 22% as well. Let's have a quick look at this one. Yeah, this is on the hourly. A nice little pump back there on the hourly. Let's look at the daily on this one. That is the daily chart. So actually holding up pretty well in that range is the old fire token there. Solid X is up 10% as well, $76. Those are pretty much it. Everything else is down at the moment. Let's go to the stable coins. Let's see what's doing well here. Coast is still at 78 cents under peak, but apparently they're going to be signing a big deal coming up. So hopefully we'll have Coast back up and running for our fiat on-ramp to Pulsechain. And everything else is pretty much down. PDI at the moment is at 4,700 for a penny. So that junior to 1 cent is going to take some time. We did say that once it broke down this support line here, just like on what we saw on Pulsechain, that it was going to be take a bit longer to try and get back to that 1 cent, which potentially means, you know, once it finds a bottom, you may be able to get some mad gains as it tries to go back to 1 cent, because I still think that that is the more probable play at the stage. The RSI has definitely cooled off too on the weekly here that you can see. Let's go to the daily quickly. There's the daily there. So yeah, it's going to take a bit of a loop up there, a bit of a teacup. That's kind of the play on that one. Let's go over to the all charts. We'll have a quick look at that. We'll go to Pulsechain and have a look at all results. We'll look at the best ones at the moment. So we're doing 40 million in volume. That's really good. So $40 million in volume has been pretty good. Obviously, a bit of a down market. 341,000 transactions on Pulsechain. Not too bad. I'm just trying to see whether we got that. No, that other one's not there. Now, Axis obviously is the leader there, up about 50%, 48%, 50%. That is dominating there. Icarus is up 18%, not too bad. Hexify, which we've covered, is up 13%. So those were the leaders. Let's see what else we got going there. Fugazi is up 5%, and Teddy Bear up 1%. Everything else is down, including Gophers there from Dipcatcher. So that is pretty much the summary of the markets at the moment. Let's go to the Pulse to Richard Hart's Hex token. And we've got the results out for day 1611, the 30th of April. Can you believe it? Almost May. Well, it is May here in good old New Zealand down under. It is the 1st of May. 30th of April, we have a Hex payout per T-share, 7.094 Hex per T-share. We have a big jump in the T-share rate today, a huge jump, 334 Hex per T-share. That is a big jump. So we're now sitting at 34,167 on the share rate there. Wow, wow, wow. Remember that reflects compound returns as such. So around the inflation in there. Yeah, that means that earlier pays better, and it also adjusts for people coming in later than earlier, right? So that's kind of the idea around the share rate. Pretty innovative mechanism for Hex, particularly in the day, and still ticking away, just as per view. What else there? Let's jump over to the T-shares. T-shares down 4,200 on the old Ethereum side for Hex. 9,224,000 T-shares in existence. What else we got going here? The T-shares, the penalties today pretty low, 239, and we're sitting at 65.5 million in there in the pool, reward pool. Growth 15 liquid holders and down 5 miners. So we're sitting 118,000 miners there on the old Ethereum chain. Now, do we have today's results? No, we don't have today's results yet for Pulsechain. It always comes out after the live stream. But we do have yesterday's numbers, which we didn't get to read out. But they was it what I say 354? No, 353. And that is 6.88 Hex per T-share after that big whopping 9.1. Remember that? That was so cool. but we got 6.88 for 2 days ago. We haven't got today's result yet, but that is kind of the play there. What else there? T-shares up 44 to 9.5 million, and the reward pool, pretty modest penalties, 273,000. But yesterday, of course, both on Ethereum and Pulsechain, we had those huge penalties. 50 million, I think it was, on 51 million almost on Ethereum and 43 million on Pulsechain. Pretty nice for those T-share miners. And of course, today, pretty modest, 273,000, which is a big difference there. Liquid holders up big time on Pulsechain, and T-share miners, no change, 124,000. So we've got about 6,000 more miners on the old Pulsechain. That's what we expect to see. But we have had a change in the last sort of 80 days on even on Pulsechain for adoption, where it's been negative in terms of miners. So that's been pretty interesting. T-share at the moment on Ethereum, $67 and $269 on Pulsechain. Now, obviously, longer pays better and bigger pays better, gets you a better rate than that. But at the moment, Pulsechain, Hex is such a cheap entry, you can pick up mad bags of it. So, DCA for the win. Magic Carp Riders come. All right, that is it for today. What a lineup. I told you we were going to have lots of stuff, man, and I just gunned through it. Gunned through that stuff. Jay, everything's in the house there. Hey, Jay, good to see you. We got Fast Abdul in the house there. Let me tell you secrets. And Jay, everything says give us the sauce. Give us the sauce, the magic sauce there. What else have we got here? Let's jump through some of those. We got Andrew in the house there. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Andrew. And Mr. Rocky Jockey. Hey, big thumbs up. I like the Hex logo there. Looking good. Sandy says, I can't believe tomorrow is May already. Yeah, well, it's already May in down under here. It's the 1st of May, and it's currently 12:37 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's not summer anymore, but it is a beautiful sunny day. After we had about a week or two of rain, we've now had a week of sun again. So it's kind of cool weather. The weather's kind of cool. It's not like cold, but just like a cool day. Not, it's still warm, but a little bit cool. I don't know. I'm going to stop there. DJ and Hexkin says BitBoy showed some love. Yeah, BitBoy is promoting Pulsechain, and he's promoting his bro token and trying to get adoption. I see that his YouTube channel has grown to 110,000 subs, so he's growing back up again. Obviously, he used to be the number one size over 2 million, wasn't it, on Bitcoin? I think he was the biggest crypto influencer. Yeah, there are some in the millions, but I think he was the first one in 2 million, and he's building that back. So are you in autumn? I guess it is autumn. I guess it is autumn now. What up? Brennan says that week or two rain has made it across the pond. Has it? Oh, good. You guys can get rained on. Brennan. You probably need it out there in the desert in Australia. Hello, hey Token. Hey Ben, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. So that is it. What Wookie says? No, it's raining. It's raining where Wookie lives in the bottom of the South Island at the end of the world. So that's probably is raining down there. It's the temperature difference between where I am and where Wookie is dramatic. So a lot of the time. So that was it, man. 38 minutes. We gunned through that. So much happening at the moment, man. The asset values. Yeah. If you don't want to DCA at the moment, just trying to wait for the bottom. You can cool off a bit there and just hope to catch the bottom. But in any case, you're picking up lots more volumes, whether it's on general crypto or Pulsechain. It is pretty good value. Thanks, Hex Token says solid. You're most welcome. Sandy Beach says thank you as well. You're welcome too. And if you haven't gotten to our Discord, the link's in the video description. Either join up to general membership. It's $5 a month, 16 cents a day, and get part of the best community out there. Or you can get into our strategy club. It is $35 a month. And of course, that is multi-chain. We look for the best opportunities. Runes is just one of those that we look at and check out. But we do multi-chain. We're going to be covering a bit more on BB chain coming up this month in May. So that's something to look forward to in Strategy Club. Did I say Strategy Chub? No, I don't mean anything. No offensive words to chubby people. Strategy Chub. Anyway, all right. So there we go. That is the link to the Discord there. Fantastic. All right, looking good. Fast Door says 2 PHEX will be launching this month. That is is that your second version of PHEX, front PHEX? All right, we're going to finish up there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This 40 minutes live stream today. And yeah, I'll catch you again for tomorrow's live stream. How about that? And we'll have another one. Sandy Beach says I'm chubby. Chubby and cute, Sandy says. Chubby and cute. Brenna says, no offense taken a lot. That's funny, man. You guys need to get into Sandy's health and fitness routine. You're gonna be doing jumping jacks and what was the other one? Jumping jacks and army jumps. I call them army jumps as well. Burpees is the classic name. Thank you, says Sandy. You're most welcome. All right, I'm going to play out the Magic Carp ride on the way out and some music. Let's do that for today. Keep vibing. And yeah, that Magic Carp ride's coming. It's coming. You just got to be there at the right time. Time in the market for the right time to time the market. You got to be have time in the market to time the market. Is that kind of the play? And you got to be in there. All right, I'm just going silly now, so I better jump out. Let's see. Where's Magic Carp ride video? Let's do it. I'm not even in the right folder, so let me get into the right folder here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, around from the world. Here it is, Magic Carp ride. Peace out, everybody. Take care.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. I'll tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico.